The 4 secrets to longevity revealed at the Kyotango Summit. That's something I'm going to talk about today, so stick around. Hi, my name is Hachiaki Takamiya, a 63-year-old biohacker based on Japanese natural health and the author of Live Wiser, Not Smarter. The first World Longevity Summit in Kyotango was held last week from June 16th until June 19th. Researchers on longevity and care companies participated from 12 countries and regions around the world. And a World Longevity Declaration that summarizes the secrets to longevity was issued. And there are 4 secrets introduced in the declaration. So that's something I'll be sharing with you today. So first, I'll share with you about Kyotango region that has 3 times as many centenarians as the national average. And then the first secret, the second secret, the third secret, and finally the fourth secret, which is considered to be the most important out of the 4. So please watch the video until the end. Now, those of you who just discovered this video today, this is the Ikigai diet channel, which is a health and longevity channel. We usually cover things like diet, exercise, mindset, and sometimes we cover Japanese blue zones because there are several blue zones in Japan other than Okinawa. We cover from traditional Japanese health method to modern Japanese health trends such as chokatsu. So basically, this is a channel about how to increase health span for people over 50 or 60. So if you're interested, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Okay, so where is the Kyotango region? Kyotango region is in Japan, in the sort of a Kinki area or the Kansai area. So this is the Kinki region in Japan, and that's where Kyoto and Osaka are located. So Kyoto city is famous, but Kyoto is also the name of a prefecture. This prefecture is called Kyoto Prefecture, and then this peninsula here, that's where Kyotango region is located. So that's the Kyotango. And this region has 115 centenarians out of 49,517 people. So that means 230 centenarians per 100,000 people. And the Japanese national average is 76 per 100,000 people. So 3 times as many as the national average. By the way, do you know what is the American national average? Actually, it's about 25. So that means Kyotango has nearly 9 times as many as the US national average. I talked about Kyotango many times before about longevity bacteria discovered in their centenarians' gut, and that was butyrate producing bacteria. And there is a study called Kyotango Longevity Cohort Study taking place there. So this summit was held by them, or their group basically organized this World Longevity Summit. So 4 secrets to their extraordinary lifespan. So basically, those are the secrets to Kyotango's centenarians, but at the same time, secrets that are critical to longevity addressed at this summit. So can you guess what those 4 secrets are? What do you think? 4 factors of longevity. Please write your guesses in the comment section below. Okay, the first secret is diet. Probably you have guessed it. It's really easy. It's very simple. Of course, diet. I mean, we all know about it. Diet is critical. But The question is, what kind of diet? What kind of diet is good for health and longevity? Or what kind of diet was good for the Kyotango centenarians? And it was plant-based protein and fiber. Um, for protein sources, they hardly eat meat. They eat mostly seafood and beans. So when they say plant-based, they're including fish as well. Plant and fish-based protein and fiber is more accurate word. And also, they consume a lot of seaweed, root vegetables, and mixed grain rice that are rich in fiber. Also, in the summit, this was addressed that red meat increases harmful gut bacteria, therefore, it is better to avoid, and instead, it is better to consume plant-based sources, seafood, and chicken for protein sources. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't eat red meat. The amount is critical. If you consume a large quantity of red meat, it can increase harmful gut bacteria. The question is, how much red meat can we consume per week? It says up to 3 servings, which are about 350 to 500 grams of cooked meat per week, which is not a lot of amount. We need to be careful. I mean, I need to be careful too, because I do consume meat on the weekend, mostly chicken though, but I do consume some red meat as well. So I need to be careful because if I have a feast and stuff, I can easily consume 200 to 300 grams in one meal, but I probably have that both on Saturday and Sunday. So it is probably easy to go over 500 grams. So I need to be careful. In Japan, usually it is recommended the ratio of your protein sources should be a plant-based one and animal-based one. Half of your protein should be sourced from plant and half of your protein should be sourced from animals. But I said within this animal ratio, half of it from fish and half of it from chicken and eggs would be better. But I mean, you can include a little bit of red meat as long as it doesn't go over 500 grams. So what about good bacteria then? The reason they said it is better to avoid red meat was because it increases bad bacteria. But what about good bacteria? What increases good bacteria? And that is fiber. And that is why fiber is critical. So how much fiber do you need per day then? In Japan, it is recommended that we have 22 grams of fiber per day, but WHO recommends 25 grams. And in Japan, average fiber intake is about 18.8 grams, so we are not meeting the requirement. And in the US, average is 16.6 grams, so not reaching the requirement either. So both Japanese people and American people need to increase their fiber intake. So in the last video, I talked about vegetable RDA. In Japan, it was 350 grams, and in the US, 2 to 3 cups, which is about 200 grams to 350 grams. And in Europe, it was 400 grams. So, somewhere between 350 grams to 400 grams, we need to consume vegetables. For details, please watch the video. It is called 1.2 gram versus 1.6 gram protein, which amount is right for you. So in the video, I discussed the protein amount. And if you have a higher protein requirement, then you need to reduce the amount of other nutrients because there is a limited space on your plate. So if you increase protein, that means you don't have enough room for vegetables and other things. So that was a point. So you need to really design your meal thinking not only about protein but other nutrient, and vegetable is one of them, but also fiber. You need to think about 25 grams of fiber per day. So how you can meet. Let's say if you're consuming 1.2 gram of protein per kilogram of your body weight, you need to think of ways to consume 25 gram of fiber and 350 gram of vegetable at the same time. And one way is to include a lot of plant-based protein sources because they have both protein and fiber. Okay, the second secret, exercise. Probably you have guessed that too. It is so easy. Of course, exercise. Yeah. Most people would probably say diet and exercise are the two most important factors of health and longevity. So it wasn't difficult. Now, so what kind of exercises are recommended? To think about that, they also said what kind of functions are necessary once you reach old age. So one thing they said was walking speed and grip strength. So you need to maintain your walking speed. I talked about that in the last video too. Sometimes when you become over 80, your walking speed decreases tremendously. You cannot even cross the crossing before the traffic light changes. So it's very important to maintain our walking speed, but also the grip strength. So what about the people in Kyotango? What kind of exercise do they do? One thing they do is Nordic walking. This is recommended by the Kyotango city, I think, and they practice Nordic walking a lot, which was quite surprising because Nordic walking was the one that I started doing in the first place. So when I started exercising my kind of late 50s, yeah, I started doing Nordic walking, and it was easy to adhere to. So I think it kind of makes sense. It's a great exercise, by the way, because not only has the benefit of walking, it has the benefit of your posture. You walk with your back straight, so it's really good for your spinal health too. And then one great thing I discovered by Nordic walking is it was easy to do. It was easy to adhere to. If you recommend like high intensity activity, even though they're optimal, most people will not stick to it. If you do, for example, Norwegian 4x4, no way many people will stick to it. Therefore, it is not so practical. If you think about the community health, if you think about community health promotion, you need to think of type of exercises that can be done by majority of the population. The second thing they do is gardening because many of them have rice field and vegetable field. Gardening is something they do anyway. It's a part of their life, really. So they can combine their daily movement and their exercise. It's a good idea. Now, this was kind of interesting because I did gardening too. So both Nordic walking and gardening is something very familiar to me. Also, they have 42 sports facilities open to the public. Now, the type of sports facilities they have are gymnasiums and ground. So gymnasium meaning, they have like kind of basketball court or volleyball court, that kind of thing, not the weightlifting type of gym though. So in America, many people practice weightlifting, but in Japan, that is not so big. More other type of sport are popular, especially group sport. Type of sports that you can do with other people, and they probably offer different kind of classes and things at those sports facilities, so the resident can gather and they engage in those sports. But it has this communication aspect as well. And at the summit, 3 types of exercise are recommended, and that is walking and gupa taiso. Gupa taiso means this is gu, this is pa. So when you do rock, scissors, paper, yeah, we say gu, choki, pa. So gupa taiso means you open your palm and close, open, close, this kind of movement, which is good for the grip strength. And it's something very easy to do. Anyone can do it, and you can do it anywhere. You can even do it on your desk too. So again, it is very practical, and walking is very easy to do too. And then last one is radio taiso that I talked about before. So in Japan, we have this dynamic stretching. It's called the radio taiso, and it takes only like 3 minutes or so. It's very short and easy to do. So again, it is very practical. So nothing complicated really. And for the walking, the target steps is 9,000 steps per day. So you can gradually increase the step. You may start from just 1,000 steps, but this will be your goal. Your goal is to walk 9,000 steps per day. For the distance, 5 to 6 kilometers, and the time, 1.5 hours. And walking is great because of the mental benefit. So it has a physical benefit, but also mental benefit, which is true because when I go walking or Nordic walking, it is a fantastic meditation, it has a mindfulness effect. While higher intensity activity doesn't. If I do HIIT or a Norwegian 4x4, there's no way I have that kind of relaxing sort of, feeling. It's really hard work. So what you're doing, you're stimulating sympathetic nervous system, not parasympathetic nervous system, but walking can stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system, which can relax your mind and good for your mentality. Okay, the third secret, communication. In Kyotango region, throughout their history, they had a lot of battling within their neighborhood or community, and they had a cross community ties. So there was a lot of communication going on in their community. And if you look at the centenarians there, many of them communicate with children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren. So they have a strong ties with their family members. That seems to be the key to their long life as well. I think it is stressed more and more these days in biohacking movement too. The social aspect, having friends and socializing with others is one of the key to longevity. Okay, the fourth secret. So this is considered to be the most important. What do you think the fourth secret is? So again, please write your guess in the comment section below if you didn't write that before. Now, also about Kyotango, I made another video called Kyotango and Japanese Blue Zone. I put the link below in the description box, so please watch that as well. So the fourth secret is Ikigai. Yes, Ikigai. They gave a definition of Ikigai this time, and that is the feeling of wanting to contribute to others and the feeling of being needed by others. So it is a little more specific than regular Ikigai. I said there are two types of Ikigai before. So the one is daily joys or pleasure that motivate you to live, such as having morning coffee or even morning walk can be your Ikigai because it's a daily joy or pleasure, and you feel you want to keep going because it's so fun to do. But the second one is life purpose that defines who you are. So you feel the kind of meaning of existence. And so this Ikigai address at this longevity summit seem to be the second one, the life purpose that defines who you are. The feeling of connecting to the community, contributing to the community, and therefore you are needed by the community. So kind of life mission, really. Your existence means to others. Your existence means to you and others and to the entire community. I think it's probably is very important. If you have a life goal, life mission, like, kind of a big goal, it doesn't have to be a very big goal, but still in your life, some kind of a goal. Instead of just having small daily joy, that really motivate you to continue living. Now, so if you don't have a life mission, how to find one? I wrote about it in my book, Ikigai Biohacking, in chapter 8 and chapter 9. So chapter 8 is how to bioharmonize Gaia, the Mother Earth, and chapter 9, how to bioharmonize your soul. So please read it. And about the diet, I wrote about it in chapter 3, the ideal diet to increase health span in Live Wiser, Not Smarter. Okay, so the 4 secrets to longevity addressed at this longevity summit are diet, exercise, communication, and Ikigai. In the next video, I will share with you a meal plan that was also introduced at this summit, that you can have 22 grams of fiber a day. So that means what kind of breakfast you can have, what kind of lunch you can have, what kind of dinner you can have to get 22 grams of fiber. Those are all Japanese, by the way, because it was kind of recommended to the Japanese population, but it will be relevant to you too. Based on that meal plan, you can make your own based on the availability of the ingredient in your region. That's what I'll share with you in the next video. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Hachiaki Takamiya, the author of Live Wiser, Not Smarter. If you like this video, please give me your thumb up and subscribe to my channel. And please leave your comment. What did you think of those 4 secrets and how you are applying those in your life? Thank you. About Kyotango region and also butyrate producing bacteria, you may find this video interesting too.